2020 was an absolute mess. Like for most people, right? I mean, my days literally consisted of two activities that I did the whole day. Scroll through YouTube and Instagram and playing video games for like 6 to 7 hours. Video games is like League of Legends and Valorant. Mainly just Valorant. I was rank pushing in Valorant and stuff. So just one of the most useless things you can do in your life, but like go figure on your own. I literally every single day I wake up, I scroll through Instagram for about an hour and then I just eat and then go back to playing video games for like about 4 to 5 hours, just mindless binging of video games. And I did not know at the time the amount of damage it was causing until fast forward 6 to 7 months, where I am literally noticing friends who are taking multiple courses, friends who are editing stuff, making films. What am I doing? Rank pushing in Valorant. You should know how pathetic it sounds. And there would be some kind of case for me if Valorant had any kind of scope in India, which it doesn't. Like gaming in general doesn't have that much of a scope in India. Me playing video games for about 6 to 7 hours would naturally mean I was just like wasting my time naturally, right? Me wasting my time naturally meant that absolutely nothing was getting done in my day. It's like when I went to bed, that period before sleep that everyone has, right? Where it's just you and your thoughts. There isn't even the phone to save you. You just start thinking about how useless your days are and how you are just wilting away your life in real time. This naturally led me into the realization that procrastination was like a huge problem in my life and that I needed to act really quickly, right? Because it was literally consuming my life. Fast forward 2 years and I can like proudly say that compared to how much I was procrastinating 2 years ago, it's not even a fraction of it right now. Like I complete transparency, right? I still procrastinate. Like I do put away my task for a later date, but nowhere near as much as I was doing 2 years ago. The concept that I used, or rather it was how I redefined this concept in order to help me. The concept was the dominoes effect, and how I redefined it in order to use it was the dominoes effect is basically dominoes stacked from the smallest to the biggest. And when you tap the smallest one, it pushes all the dominoes all the way to the point where the biggest domino falls, right? That's basically the dominoes effect in a nutshell. How I defined the dominoes effect was that the smallest domino is like the smallest task that I needed to do. And as I finished the smallest task, so to finish this very small task, we need willpower, right? Just raw willpower to finish this one task. But after I finished this one task, what happened is the motivation, the dopamine that I got from finishing this one task was like a head start to finish the next task. So a little lesser of my willpower was demanded when the time came to push the second domino, because there was already motivation that I got from the first domino, right? You keep doing it, you keep repeating this for enough amount of times and you will actually see yourself getting so productive, like so productive to the point where you literally see yourself finishing tasks in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, what you would normally take like 4 to 5 hours to finish. Now a question which naturally would arise is how I would define tasks. You should normally just start with your internal self and then work your way out. It's a very cliche thing to say, but like I'll explain. The first domino or the first area that you need to work on is improving your inner self. Now the reason why I am such a huge advocate on weight training in the gym is when you actually start weight training, what that releases, it releases a bunch of neurotransmitters like endorphins and dopamine. What endorphins does is it greatly elevates your mood, and what dopamine does is it greatly improves motivation. So when you're weight training, what that does is it increases or improves your internal mood or your internal self, and it also influences how you look as well. So it also influences and greatly improves your external self as well. Exercising is one of the most important things that you can do to actually start the ball rolling, right? To get the momentum going. When you actually finish a workout, that motivation that you get improves your confidence, which gives you the confidence needed to push another domino in your life. So the first thing that you need to do is fix your inner self, and the best thing that you can do for that is start working out. After you have dealt with your inner self, after you have pushed the first domino, what you can now do is focus on the second domino, which is your external self. Again, this is one of the most apparent benefits of weightlifting, which is the aesthetics of your body improving. So like again, the same thing which I told you in the first part, I'm going to tell you again, like start weight training. This should, if anything, me giving the same tip for two things. Like if you work out, this will improve both your inner self and your external self. This should single-handedly be enough for you to like sign up for a gym and like start actually weight training, right? I cannot stress enough the amount of benefits of weight training and how it has completely like gave me fulfillment and like happiness and like actually started my ball rolling. Like it is a single activity which always starts my ball rolling like in every single day. I don't necessarily have to use my willpower on things which are not reliable. Workout is something which is a very reliable source in which I can use my willpower, knowing that at the end of the day, like at the end of the workout rather, I will be so much more motivated to go about my day, right? So the first thing that you have to do when it comes to fixing your external self is to actually start working out. The other things which are kind of important, but you'll already have the motivation from the first domino, from like pushing the first domino, that all these things you'll start doing by yourself, but I'll still instill the idea in you, right? Just so you don't forget about this. The looks maxing guide is what I call this. It combines dressing properly, wearing a proper cologne, and grooming yourself to look amazing. When you feel amazing, you look amazing. That's like a very natural part of self-improvement that is very common, right? Looks maxing, completely important. After you fix your inner self, focus on your external self, and how you focus on your external self is you exercise just like always, and the clothes that you wear actually put some effort into dressing up and put some effort into like your appearance, because you're honestly not doing this for other people. Like you focusing on your appearance and dressing well, it's not for other people, believe me, it's for your own self. When you actually look in the mirror and you actually are proud of how you look, you actually have so much more confidence to do other things. Paired with the first domino, paired with pushing the first domino, actually looking your best also like creates even more motivation for you to do even greater things. So like the second thing you can do is fix your external self, and the way you do that is dress properly, groom yourself well, wear a nice cologne, and work out. After you focus on your inner self and your external self, and you've actually improved both of them, now what you can do is you can focus on your surroundings. It is absolutely essential for you to get your body and your surroundings in order before you expand out into the world. You can use a domino effect here as well. You don't need to clean your entire house in like a single day. You can just like start with your bed, start with as little as your bed, put things where they are supposed to be, and after you finish the bed, then you can move on to the drawer. After you finish the drawer, you can then move on to the cupboard. These are just examples of how you can use the domino effect. It's just like practically everywhere and anywhere to just improve your productivity and like not procrastinate. After you've dealt with your inner self and your external self, and now your surrounding is clean, now you're actually prepared to move out into the world and actually find the purpose and actually find the work that you have to do. Now, what is work to you? I'll link the video down in the description about how you can move towards realizing your full potential, where I go into depth about how you can find the work that you need to focus on and actually define work, right? Now that the work has been defined, you fixed your inner self and you fixed your external self and you fixed your surroundings, now it's actually time for you to go into complete productive mode, right? Complete demon mode when it comes to productivity, and actually focus on getting the work done. Now, for example, like if your aim is to open a cafe, you don't necessarily need to open the cafe literally today, right? I'm just giving an example. If your idea is to go open a cafe, you can just spot the niche which you're going to focus on. Like for example, you might know specific donuts which would give you an edge over the other cafes which are offering donuts. You may know some other kind of pastries which are not necessarily popular in India, which you think you can market in India better. There you go, that's your niche for your cafe, right? I mean, using the domino effect is so underrated in the sense that like if people knew how useful it is in overcoming procrastination and improving your productivity, literally everyone in the world will be using it. And the fact of the matter is, every single insanely productive person in this world is using the domino effect to some kind of degree, right? I mean, most of them are like using the domino effect without even realizing it. The essence of the domino effect is nothing but if it's not in your ability to do the entire work today, just do one part of it and do another part of it tomorrow. And in a week, if you do enough parts, you'd already have half finished the work, right? I mean, you get what I'm saying. The domino effect completely like breaks down the barriers of your mind, right? The barriers of procrastination, in the sense that when you're procrastinating, when you want to get started, you are like so scared of like this huge mountain in front of you. But what the domino effect does is it breaks the mountain down into smaller and smaller parts. And as you finish smaller and smaller parts and you move up the mountain, the view becomes more and more easier and less scarier rather, right? So the domino effect, I wanted to convey this because domino effect is like one of the most important things that help me get out of procrastination, like help me overcome procrastination. Not completely, because I just still do it, but it's like I can control it for like, I procrastinate for only about 5 to 10 minutes, so I don't think that's that bad. But yeah, I just wanted to convey this idea of dominoes effect and how it helped me overcome procrastination. If you guys have any suggestions or any thoughts about my video or anything at all, just leave them down in the comments. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And let me know why you disliked it in the comments. See ya.